I'm going to start off rather light for these set of videos. First one's going to be talking about Joe Biden's visit in Kenosha. Now, I don't know if you're aware, but Biden visited Kenosha today, and it was rather underwhelming. You see, while people were lining up to see Donald Trump visit the community and promise them law and order, people weren't as excited to see Joe Biden show up to the community. But even then, this makes it much worse for Joe Biden because we all know Joe Biden isn't the smartest, he isn't the smartest person in the group, right? And not to mention the country, to be honest. But Joe Biden isn't entirely there. Ever since this whole pandemic started, even during the campaign trail, Joe Biden's been in his basement. He's refusing to talk to the press, and when he does, he refuses to take questions. Why? Because the guy isn't entirely there. Well, now that he's being forced to come out of his basement, he's being asked questions. But even someone who lives in Kenosha is calling out the media for what they are, and that is manipulative jerks to be nice to. I wouldn't use a harsher term, but it's YouTube, and considering that YouTube is now trying to censor my videos because I'm criticizing their preferred candidates, I'm gonna keep my language a little bit relaxed. Well, this person flat out just said, I was told to go off this paper, but I can't. What does that tell you? That Joe Biden's been getting easy questions from the start, and the media has been trying desperately to ensure Joe Biden doesn't get any hard questions. If Joe Biden cannot handle simply answering a question, how do you expect this man to run this country? The question is, he cannot. That is why he's simply a puppet. That is why he chose Kamala Harris. That is why a lot of news journalists, not news journalists, but that's why a lot of journalists are pushing articles. Even earlier throughout the year, they were saying, please stay alive, Joe Biden. They flat out admitted it, that Joe Biden only needs to be alive and that's it. Therefore, he can just die or retire or whatever, and then let his VP take over. Well, Joe Biden, like I said, he's been getting the easy questions, and this does not look good. So if you want to red pill some of your friends, if you want to not even red pill, but if you want to expose your friends who are Democrat supporters to the constant lies and how Biden isn't fit to be a president, not even president, a president for that matter, because the guy isn't even fit for leadership roles. But if you think that this video can potentially awaken some of your Democrat supporter friends, I recommend you share this video. That helps out a lot. YouTube isn't going to recommend my videos because I'm already on their radar. They've age restricted one of my videos in regards to the Antifa member, Black Lives Matter member, who kicked an innocent bystander in the head. And they also removed my Nancy Pelosi video criticizing her hair salon visit. And after I appealed, they reinstated the video, but under, like you guessed it, under age restricted. So if you think people need to hear what I have to say, sharing this video helps out a lot. But most importantly, you liking the video, subscribing also helps out a lot. If I've earned your subscription, or if you feel like I've earned your subscription, subscribing also helps. Hit the notification button as well, that way you never miss an upload. But let's get to the story. Woman at Biden Town Hall. I was told to go off this paper, but I can't. You need the truth. Man, this woman does not sound happy. But let's read the story. A woman who attended a town hall event in Kenosha, Wisconsin on Thursday with Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden appeared to suggest when it was her time to speak that she was told to stick to what was written on a piece of paper. My name is Bennett. I think Porsche. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Porsche or Portia. I don't know how you pronounce that name. I apologize. It's not my intention to mispronounce names. My name is Bennett, the woman said. I'm just going to be honest, Mr. Biden. I was told to go off this paper, but I can't. You need the truth, and I'm part of the truth. And then there's the video. I'm not going to play it because, again, I do not want to get in trouble by YouTube overlord. So you can check it out by yourself. It's from Tom Elliott. You could look up Tom Elliott and look at his Twitter. He basically just linked it on his Twitter account. Anyways, let's continue to what she said. I was born here, raised here. First 8th grade class at school that was named after his mother. The woman continued. So I have to give you the truth of the people. And the truth of the matter is, we're heavily angry. Not angry as to what people say. Oh, they're protesting. There's a difference between a protester and a rioter. A big difference. Bravo. Bravo, Miss Bennett. Or Mrs. Bennett. I don't know if she is a mother or single or married, I'm going to say Miss Bennett just to be courteous. Bravo, Miss Bennett. I agree. Yes, I understand. Yes, some of you might be mad, and I can understand that anger. Trust me, I felt that anger countless times. But you want to know what's never the you want to know what's never the answer? Rioting. I felt like I've been treated badly in the past. Now, granted, not by police officers, but I felt injustice to some degree. But but it was never reason enough to go out and destroy my own community. Now, I get it. If you want to go out and peacefully protest, that's one thing. But if you want to go out and burn buildings down, smash cars, attack people, kill people, then that I cannot stand with. So like I said, bravo to Miss Bennett, who is saying that yes, she is angry, but that doesn't justify rioting. So bravo to Miss Bennett. I can understand your point of view, and you, ma'am, have earned my respect. Former White House Press Secretary Ari Fleischer, I think you pronounce it Fleischer, responded to the news clip of the woman saying that she was supposed to read off the piece of paper by writing on Twitter. The press would be in a feeding frenzy if the Bush staff handed real people the questions to ask Bush at a town hall style event. Let's see how acquiescent the Biden press corps is, or can they still be tough on the person they cover? And then obviously this shows a picture of the tweet and the woman who was asking the question. Washington Post blogger Jonathan Capehart spoke to the woman sometime after the event ended and asked her about the piece of paper that she had. She reportedly claimed that she was given that piece of paper by Black Lives activist Kenosha, or Black, B-L-A-K, not B-L-A-C-K, but B-L-A-K. Anyways, going. The woman's remarks came at an event that Biden attended for Jacob Blake, a black man who was shot after he allegedly resisted law enforcement officials who were attempting to arrest him and tried to enter a vehicle. During the investigation following the initial incident, Mr. Blake admitted that he had a knife in his possession. Sir, why are these riots taking place? Blake himself has said, I had a knife. The media said that it was fake. It was fake news. I remember I have some friends on Facebook. I'm not going to mention their name because I want to respect their privacy. But I have friends on Facebook who posted the image of Blake having an item on his hand. Fact checker said this is false. That is not a blade. Well, Jacob Blake just admitted that yes, he did have a blade on his person. So Facebook, you guys better fact check those fact checked images because you guys are wrong. You guys messed up badly. But I doubt Facebook is gonna admit they messed up. Anyways, let's keep going. During the investigation following the initial incident, Mr. Blake admitted that he had a knife in his possession, the Wisconsin Department of Justice said in a statement. DCI agents recovered a knife from the driver's side floorboard of Mr. Blake's vehicle. A search of the vehicle located no additional weapons. The Kenosha Professional Police Association, or KPPA, slammed the media's narrative on the incident, calling it wholly inaccurate. The recent officer-involved shooting in Kenosha has produced a variety of feelings and narratives, most of which are wholly inaccurate. The statement begins, the purely fictional depiction of events coming from those without direct knowledge of what actually occurred is incredibly harmful and provides no benefit to anyone whatsoever other than to perpetuate misleading narrative. KPPA's statement added the following points in the statement. The officers were dispatched to the location due to a complaint that Mr. Blake was attempting to steal the caller's keys/vehicle. Officers were aware of Mr. Blake's open warrant for felony sexual assault, third degree, before they arrived on the scene. Mr. Blake was not breaking up a fight between two females when officers arrived on the scene. Which again, the media, that's what they were saying. Jacob Blake was trying to break a fight between two females. That turned out to be false. The silver SUV seen in the widely circulated video was not Mr. Blake's vehicle. Shocker. Mr. Blake was not unarmed. He was armed with a knife. The officers did not see the knife initially. The officers first saw him holding the knife while they were on the passenger side of the vehicle. The main video circulating on the internet shows Mr. Blake with his knife in his left hand when he rounds to the front of the car. The officers issued repeated commands for Mr. Blake to drop the knife. He did not comply. Then why is Facebook fact-checking images that are actually true? Well, because Facebook is in bed with the Democrats. They want to skewer the election in the candidate's favor, at least the ones that they want. Same thing goes for YouTube. Same thing goes for all these social media outlets because they want to convince people that Jacob Blake was an innocent man who had done nothing wrong when in reality he was a criminal committing a crime who had an open arrest warrant and he was literally committing a crime while this whole thing was going on. But the media, they don't care about the narrative. In fact, the media would rather defend a criminal, mind you, not to mention a pedophile, because that's what he is. He's a pedophile. They would rather defend a pedophile than to admit that they were wrong. But again, that's just me. Let's keep going. The officers initially tried to speak with Mr. Blake, but he was uncooperative. The officers then began issuing verbal commands to Mr. Blake, but he was not compliant. The officers next went hands-on with Mr. Blake so as to gain compliance and control. Mr. Blake actively resisted the officers' attempt to gain compliance. The officers then disengaged and drew their tasers, issuing commands to Mr. Blake that he would be tased if he did not comply. Based on his non-compliance, one officer tased Mr. Blake. The taser did not incapacitate Mr. Blake. The officers once more went hands-on with Mr. Blake again, trying to gain control of the escalating situation. Mr. Blake forcefully fought with the officers, including putting one of the officers in a headlock. Dangerous, mind you. A second taser from a different officer then had deployed the initial taser, was then deployed on Mr. Blake. It did not appear to have an impact on him. Shocker. Based on the inability to gain compliance and control after using verbal, physical, and less lethal means, officers drew their firearms. Mr. Blake continued to ignore the officer's commands, even with the threat of lethal force now present. And that's what happened. Man, the media is in bed with the Democrats. This woman was given a card saying, read off this piece of paper if you know what's good for you. And what did she say? No. Much respect to you, Miss Bennett. You have my respect. You are refusing to be a mindless zombie, because I mean that's what Black Lives Matter is, and that's what Antifa is. They're mindless zombies. They just react. They don't think. They just see a target and they go after it. So to you, Miss Bennett, much respect for you. I understand that you are angry, but I also appreciate that you are able to recognize, despite your anger, you're able to rationalize that rioting is never the answer. So, Miss Bennett, you have my respect. Now, we might disagree on what happened with Jacob Blake. We might disagree on that. But I very much appreciate your ability to recognize that rioting is wrong. I can agree with you on that. And I also applaud your bravery for refusing to be a puppet. That you can also expect my respect for, because you have earned my respect on multiple accounts. But again, let me know what you guys think. Do you think this is a surprise? Do you think Biden has been getting easy treatment, or in this case, preferential treatment by the media ever since he announced his intentions to run for the presidency? Do you agree with Miss Bennett that she believes that rioting is never the answer, no matter how mad you are? And do you believe that she deserves a lot of respect for refusing to be a puppet of Black Lives Matter? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, hit the like button, like I said. Subscribe if you're new. Share this video. I said it in the beginning, and I will say it again. That helps out a lot. And I will see you guys next time.